It was just a normal press conference. The fighters seemed humble. Ankalaev trying to carry the press conference. He was playing it to the crowd and all that stuff, trolling and stuff like that. But then the Russian reporters had to go and ask that crazy question about sending Alex Pereira back to the tire shop, and Alex's demeanor changed. You can see him remembering back on the tire shop days as his translator is translating. And in case he ever forgot, he remembered why he started sending people to the Shadow Realm. Bro, those Russian reporters are gonna get Alex to land some super necessary ground and pound if he drops Ankalaev in that fight. And with Shama power, yo. And Ankalaev was laughing the whole time too. You could tell he likes trolling, he likes joking around, and I never knew Ankalaev's personality at all, but in the fight game, he seems like he enjoys that part of it. Maybe he gets in Alex's head, or maybe he's exactly where Alex wants him to be in his head. And then one more question after for Alex, and he answered by saying, Ankalaev isn't any different than anyone he's ever fought before, but he's different than anyone Ankalaev's ever fought before. Alex chants out his Shama. You can see Ankalaev smirks. It's like something out of a TV show. Ankalaev does not look fazed at all. Alex looks super focused and eager to knock Ankalaev out, staring down Ankalaev, and the guy's massive too. But Ankalaev seemed cool, he seemed chill. Nothing bothered him with what Alex said or, the boos from the audience or anything like that. He seems like he's mentally strong enough where the crowd's favoritism is not going to get to his head. But we had some wholesomeness, some humbleness from the co-main eventers and Jalin Turner and Ignacio Bahamondes. Ragnar is awesome, man. They asked him why he's the favorite, and he's like, I don't know. Why am I the favorite? I haven't won in 2 fights. I lost my last 2 fights, 1 injury. I haven't fought in a long time. I'm the favorite? And then Gaethje's like, it's because I got slept. Fiziev's like, come on, man. You should be the favorite. And Fiziev talking about the way he lost to Gaethje is because he was getting his head rock and rolled by Gaethje's jab. Bro, Fiziev might be like one of my favorite fighters. Great fighting style, very exciting to watch, amazing striker, and a wholesome, humble personality. What more can you ask for? Make wholesomeness cool again, man. I miss this when most of the fighters used to be like that. Instead of playing characters and just trash talking and stuff, because I think most trash talking has kind of run its course. If it's not like intelligent trash talking, I think just being wholesome is the better way to go. Just because we don't see it as much anymore, right? The fighters have been monetized more to talk trash and play a character and go into the personas and stuff like that, rather than just being themselves and just being humble. I miss the champions of like George St. Pierre and Robbie Lawler, and seeing the friendly exchange between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev was awesome, man. And those guys are going to be throwing down like that's going to be a war. If you ever see these two guys talking to each other, you think they're friends, right? But little do they know, these guys will be trying to take each other's head off for 15 minutes straight inside of a cage, because that's the way they fight. And it's great that Justin Gaethje is not going to retire after 2 fights. They asked him about him saying that he only has room for 2 more fight posters, and they thought that was like him hinting that he's going to retire. And he said, no, I just need a bigger house. So Justin Gaethje is going to be around a lot longer. That's great to hear. And more of the same from Jalin Turner, Ignacio Bahamondes, them just saying they're going to bring on a show, fight for the fans, and do the best that they can. Jalin Turner did say that the late stoppage against Green did mess with his head going into the Renato Moicano fight. And he says that's not going to happen anymore. The fighters are going to be fine. Green fought later. He was okay. So he's not going to worry about his opponents if he drops them and then he starts ground and pounding and stuff, And Bahamondes says he's going for the knockout. With the way that he beat Manuel Torres, it's going to be a dynamic knockout. And it's crazy to think that both Jalin Turner and Bahamondes are the same height as Magomed Ankalaev. Enormous lightweights. And again, how big is Alex? Pause. How big is Alex? It says he's 6'4". He has to be 6'5", and he looks much heavier than Ankalaev as well. I think Ankalaev walks around at like 220 pounds, and Alex walks around at like 232 pounds. It's not that Ankalaev is small. He is a natural, average light heavyweight. It's crazy that Alex is so much bigger than all these guys because it's not just him. He makes every one of his opponents look smaller than him, even though he fought in the middleweight division. But it is crazy. Like, this guy is a borderline heavyweight who used to be a middleweight and fought at middleweight for a long time in kickboxing and for most of his MMA career. It's absolutely insane. And man, Alex Pereira seems like he's happy to be champion. It seems like he just loves to be a star of the sport with all the obligations that comes with being a star. The media obligations, the interviews, interacting with fans. It seems like he loves the process because he always wants to come back and do it again. He always wants to fight again, knowing that he is carrying a lot of these cards. And honestly, if it wasn't for him in 2024, the UFC wouldn't have been the same for that year at all. And he went to fight a month and a half later after he beat Khalil Roundtree. There's no better way to put it than Alex Pereira is just happy to be champion. He's happy to be the star, the face of the UFC. Whereas most champions and stars, they get tired, they get exhausted from it, and they take long breaks in between fights, getting away from the media, getting away from the fans, and Alex just isn't like that. Alex loves the whole thing. You can see how he plays into the crowd all the time with a Shama chants, signing autographs, all that stuff. He always looks like he's happy to be there. And there's nothing better for a fan to see a champion actually being happy to be a champion. A lot of them get bitter later, a lot of them get tired of it, a lot of them get annoyed by it. And how many times have we heard a champion say after losing their belt that it was like a weight off of their shoulders? It doesn't seem like that with Alex. If Alex knocks down Magomed Ankalaev, Alex is going to hit him with some super necessary ground and pound. But if Ankalaev wins, you know he has the second longest undefeated streak in light heavyweight history behind Jon Jones. If he beats Alex, he'll be on a 14-fight undefeated streak because there is a no contest and a draw. For Jon Jones, he has 18 straight fights since the Mahamel loss. So he would be 4 wins away, or draws or no contests away, from tying Jon Jones if he beats Alex. And if he can win the belt, I can see him doing it. I think Yuri would be a tough fight. I think that's it. Yuri would be a tough fight. I don't know if any of the other guys would be. But that's the UFC 313 press conference. Cool stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.